Good evening, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for January 1, 2024. And in the news this evening, firearms seized in Manchester after man points a weapon at the police. The Manchester police made its first firearm seizure for the new year following a confrontation with a man who was on bail for a murder committed in 2022. A police source told the news that a Glock 17 pistol was seized in Comfort District, south of Mandeville, about 1 a.m. with 17 rounds. The seizure followed a series of events on New Year's Eve involving the 20-year-old man who was on bail for murder. About 5 p.m. on New Year's Eve, our unit was passing through Comfort, coming from Broadleaf, when a car drove up and they observed a man alighting from the vehicle and pointing a gun at another man, the source said. The man shouted for the police, and the man with the gun pointed the weapon at the police. The police took evasive action and opened gunfire. The gunman was shot but fled the scene with a firearm, added the source. Police said the driver of the car also fled the scene on foot. They alleged the gunman eventually turned up at hospital with a gunshot wound. He was treated and discharged into police custody. Hours later, the police returned to Comfort and found the Glock 17 pistol, which they suspect the alleged gunman pointed at them. Shotgun seized in Sandy Bay, Clarendon. Police assigned to the Maypen Operation Support Team seized a firearm and one cartridge during an intelligence-led operation in Oakspen, Rosewell, Sandy Bay in Clarendon on Monday. About 12:20 p.m., lawmen acted on information and carried out a search of an unused chicken coop, and a 12-gauge shotgun and one cartridge was recovered. No arrest has been made, but the police say the investigations are continuing. Consumer warns the public about the pillow vendors' dirty habits. A woman who purchased the pillows to freshen up her home for Christmas instead discovered a dirty surprise and is warning others to be cautious when buying from street vendors selling handmade and homemade goods after discovering that her newly bought pillows were stuffed with a dirty sponge. And from the accounts of other purchasers who responded following the video she posted on social media, the practice by these vendors is more of a rule than the exception. The woman said she bought the pillows from a street vendor plying her wares in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. She said she became wary and checked her pillows when another individual who also bought a pair of pillows from the same vendor said they started smelling something foul after going home with their purchase. This person had checked everywhere in their house for the source of the smell until they discovered it was coming from the pillows. The woman bemoaned the wickedness of the Vendors Act as she ripped open the seal on an animal print pillow casing to reveal huge chunks of yellowed, filthy sponge. In the almost 3-minute-long video clip, the woman also questioned whether the sponge was retrieved from among the rubble at the Riverton City dump. "This is what I get for my money. Dirty stuffing, dirty sponge," she said. A pair of pillows on the street is usually sold for about $2,000 to fit a double bed, $2,500 for a queen-sized, and $3,000 for a king-sized bed. Comparably, 100% cotton queen-sized pillows with recycled fibers and polyester filling are being sold at a popular large international wholesaler for just over $2,700 plus tax per pair, while the king-sized pair goes for just over $3,800, proving that factory-made pillows aren't substantially more expensive. Guys, beware of what you are buying on the street side. Don't trust anybody. Nowadays, you cannot trust anybody, the woman stressed. Some social media users in their comments under the video shared that they have also suffered a similar fate, noting that unscrupulous persons have been ripping off unsuspecting customers for years. "This happened to me last Christmas too in Spanish Town. That reached me a few years ago," were two of the complaints. "I bought 2 pillows and I was sleeping on them for a while. I decided to wash the pillows. But when me pull out the pillow stuffing, it was old clothes, underwear, etc. with a little sponge," another commenter said. Another person shared, "That happened to me when I was living in Jamaica. I bought a sheet set from a man downtown for Christmas. And when me reached home and opened it to wash it, it was only a piece of material on top and inside was dirty underwear and dirty clothes." Other people said they have found unusual objects inside the pillows they have bought on the street, like mango seeds and the chicken bones. Still others lamented the health implications of pillows stuffed with old filthy sponge. I think everybody should rip their pillows open and see what's inside. Sometimes we are sick and doctors can't find what's wrong with us, and this is one of the issues that can make us sick. Even mattresses, people recycle and sell them. If we should rip the outer layers off, then we would be surprised to see what's hidden inside, one person advised. The Consumer Affairs Commission has been urging Jamaicans to be extra vigilant when purchasing items and to only do so from reputable sources. Expected to see more cops wearing body cameras. As the procurement of body-worn cameras continues on a phased basis, the Jamaica Constabulary Force has announced that members of the public can expect to see more and more of them on police personnel across the country, particularly those engaged in public interaction. This can help de-escalate potentially volatile situations and foster positive relationships between the police and the community they serve, the force announced on social media Saturday. The presence of a camera serves as a visual reminder that actions are being recorded, encouraging both officers and the civilians to act in accordance with established protocols and the guidelines, it continued. In an effort to enhance transparency and accountability within the constabulary, the Commissioner of Police emphasizes that members use their body-worn cameras. Wearing a body camera not only benefits the officer, but also enhances public trust in law enforcement. In April 2003, Deputy Prime Minister and the Minister of National Security, Dr. Harris Chang, said another 1,000 body-worn cameras would be procured for the members of the JCF during the 2023-2024 fiscal year. Making his contribution to the 2023-2024 sectoral debate in the House of Representatives, Dr. Chang said 400 cameras had already been deployed. We see the body cameras not as a challenge for the police force, but as a means of ensuring that the police officers will have the second eye that will relieve a lot of our police officers from false accusations. It is a protective mechanism, he explained. Dr. Chang said the current police uniforms support wearing the body cameras. A body-worn camera is a wearable audio, video, or photographic recording system used to document images of activities between police and the public. Reducing violence and improving roads among top priorities for 2024, says the Prime Minister. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says reducing violence, strengthening families, and promoting peace will remain among the top priorities of the government, with the build-out of a comprehensive social services response to violence. In his New Year's message, Prime Minister Holness cited the achievements of the government in 2023, including on the crime and economic fronts. He said the administration will continue to build out the plan to sustainably secure Jamaica. Mr. Holness pointed to the new Firearms and the Bail Acts and amendments to the Offences Against the Person Act to create a realistic deterrent penalties, along with the use of the anti-gang law, and improve intelligence and policing operations, which are having positive effects on reducing crime overall. According to the Prime Minister, the comprehensive social services response to violence will include social partnership initiatives with faith-based and non-governmental organizations to promote restorative justice and peace building in communities.
Faith-based and NGO social partnership initiatives to promote restorative justice and peace building in communities, social safety net support targeted at those most at risk and vulnerable to violence, public health intervention and services, and targeted public education, among other initiatives. Work is already underway on the Montego Bay Perimeter Road, which will transform road and traffic conditions in the western section of the island. Early this year, we will open the dualized highway from Harborview heading to Yallas, along with several segments heading to Port Antonio. We will begin work on Grange Lane in Portmore, along with a new entrance to Portmore, which will ease traffic conditions on the Mandela Highway. We will begin work to widen the bridge on Washington Boulevard, and plans are far advanced for procurement of works to improve Tom Redcombe Drive and Lady Musgrave Road in Kingston.
Opposition leader pledges to work with Jamaicans to secure a better future. Leader of the opposition Mark Golding says while the challenges of the last year tested the resilience of citizens, 2024 brings with it a renewed sense of possibility. pointing to the increase in the cost of living driven by the high food prices, which he says have made everyday survival much harder. Mr. Golden said the demoralizing scourge of violent crime has continued to sap the national spirit and poses significant obstacles for national development. But the opposition leader, who was delivering his New Year's Day message, said he is committed to working constructively and in good faith with all well-thinking Jamaicans, regardless of political affiliation or other considerations, towards finding the ways and the means to secure a better future for the country. He also urged the Jamaicans to build a common ground to create a society that values each and everyone, regardless of background, wealth, or any other factors.
On a worldwide level, the specter of climate change looms large, with global warming and extreme weather events posing threats to vulnerable regions like the Caribbean, where we live. War and conflicts have emerged and intensified, when the spirit and intent of the United Nations ought to have made that approach to addressing differences between humankind a thing of the past. Our talents and creativity have allowed us to excel to greatness in many areas of life and have made brand Jamaica internationally recognized and admired. Yet we continue to lag behind when it comes to building a strong, diversified, and inclusive economy that is internationally competitive and resilient and creates opportunities for all our people to pursue their dreams of a better life right here at home in the land of our birth. The new year brings with it a renewed sense of possibility. It is a time for reflection and also an opportunity to commit to positive change in our own lives and in the life of our beloved Jamaica. It is clear to me that overcoming our serious challenges requires a collaborative approach, energized by a renewed spirit of national unity. History demands that we now cast aside the divisive and selfish attitudes of the past, which are preventing us from harnessing this capacity to solving the major issues that are holding us back. I am committed to working constructively and in good faith with all well-thinking Jamaicans, regardless of political affiliation or the considerations that have too long divided us, towards finding the ways and means to secure a better future for our country. Our proud history of overcoming oppression and adversity is a testament to our ability to overcome challenges and emerge stronger. Now, more than ever, we must harness that strength to address the pressing issues that lie before us. I'm confident that working together, we can achieve progress in overcoming formidable obstacles to the Jamaica that we long to see. But one thing is crystal clear: we cannot move forward under the cloud of corruption. It requires absolute integrity in public life and support for our institutions of accountable governance to rebuild the people's trust and confidence in our leaders. The seriousness of the task at hand demands nothing less. We must invest in education and training to empower our people to get ahead in a very competitive world. That is the foundation of national productivity, and that is what it will take to drive a strong and inclusive economy where the benefits of the production that is driven by capital and labor are enjoyed equitably across the society. We are committed to fair access to quality health care, a fair deal for persons with disabilities, and a more effective social safety net that allows our elderly and other vulnerable Jamaicans to live in dignity. We are in an era which requires a greater consciousness of the critical importance of sustainable environmental stewardship. The time has come for us to be responsible custodians of our natural resources. We must protect our biodiversity and address the impacts of climate change. A sustainable Jamaica is not only our responsibility to the present generation, but a legacy that we have to leave for generations to come. So all of this means that we must foster a culture of unity in keeping with our national motto of out of many, one people. We must make the diversity of our people a source of strength and creative inspiration rather than division. Let us build common ground to create a society that values each and every Jamaican, regardless of background, wealth, or any other factor. As we enter 2024, let this new year be a canvas on which we paint a beautiful vision of a Jamaica where every citizen can realize their full potential. It can be achieved if we commit ourselves to this great and noble task in a spirit of oneness in our shared destiny. Happy New Year to all Jamaicans at home and abroad. God bless you all, and God bless Jamaica, land we love.